Between CoffeeZilla and Logan Paul, who's the real victim? Who's the real POS? I'm gonna weigh both sides of the CoffeeZilla Logan Paul lawsuit about Cryptozoo and the whole circus, and I'll tell you something the other lawyers on YouTube didn't really touch on. In the end, you'll decide whether or not CoffeeZilla was totally right about Logan Paul, and maybe you'll have a little sympathy for Logan. All right, you might think this is old news and it's all cut and dry, and I did too, but before you say you disagree with me, let's get some air. I'll start off by revealing my own bias. In this channel, we always talk about setting aside your own bias and waiting to hear all the facts before you make a decision. That's what we tell jurors in a trial. So I'll reveal my bias here. The reality is, I actually really like CoffeeZilla. I really do. I've talked about journalism on this channel before, and I've always felt that CoffeeZilla had all the hallmarks of a good journalist. I watch him a lot. I like his work. Now, I only know really two main things about Logan Paul. The first is that he co-founded Prime, the drink, which we're headed to go try right now. Hey man, do you have Prime here?
We don't, and I don't know if we're going to be getting it in or not.
The second thing I know about him is he has this awesome Pokemon card that I actually tried to buy at Comic-Con. You know my friend Logan Paul? He bought the only other one. It was $1 million. How much do you want? 15? Oh. Okay, now that I got my Prime drink, we could talk about Logan Paul's lawsuit against CoffeeZilla. There's three main points I want to discuss that I'm messing with my hair here because, well, when you drive with the top down, you get all kinds of crazy knots and it like messes up your hair. The first point is that Logan Paul is gonna lose the defamation lawsuit against CoffeeZilla. He's gonna lose, okay? The second point is that Logan Paul's legal strategy is really nasty, and there's a reason that he did it that way, because he gets quite an advantage on CoffeeZilla, or it's really just to pain CoffeeZilla, even though Logan Paul knows he's gonna lose. The third is, despite all that, given the full circumstances, is Logan Paul fully the bad guy here? So the first part of this is the easiest. Logan Paul sued CoffeeZilla for defamation. Well, libel per se. Libel is defamation but written because CoffeeZilla tweeted some things about Logan Paul. It means that you're saying something untruthful and harmful about someone. The per se part is that when you say something about someone, a certain type of fact that's untrue, it's automatically harmful. So, for example, if you lie about something affecting someone's career, that's automatically harmful. It's harmful per se. The craziest thing about this lawsuit is that if what CoffeeZilla said is true, was not a lie, then the person suing, Logan Paul, is gonna lose. Truth is an absolute defense to defamation lawsuits, including this one. Some of you know that Logan Paul basically admitted to CoffeeZilla doing a good thing for exposing the issues with Cryptozoo. Take a look.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intentions going in. But the fact is that suing CoffeeZilla is not going to help Cryptozoo holders, so I do need to focus my attention where it should be, which is on fans and supporters of.
So all CoffeeZilla has to do is show this video in court, right? Here comes the nasty strategy part. Even if CoffeeZilla can prove that everything he said about Logan Paul and the Cryptozoo circus was true, Logan and his lawyers don't care. They know it's going to cost CoffeeZilla an arm and a leg to defend himself. Coffee had to hire lawyers who probably bill him by the hour. They have to respond to the lawsuit. They have to research all the legal issues that come up in the case. They have to file motions and oppositions and replies to oppositions and blah, 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 blah. It's gonna be expensive. It's totally bullying, but it goes even deeper than that. All right, this is a totally natural reaction. I've never even tried these before. Hey, it has 10% coconut water? I love coconut water. Let's try it. Not as nasty as the lawsuit, I'll tell you that. Logan Paul's lawsuit was so strategically nasty. These are the two details that will show how. The first is that Logan Paul sued for only $75,000. Do you know why it's exactly $75,000? because that's the minimum amount of damages you need to claim in order to file in federal court. And do you know why Logan wanted to sue in federal court? Because there's no anti-SLAPP law in federal court. What is an anti-SLAPP law? Well, SLAPP stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation. It's when someone files a lawsuit they know is bogus just to bully someone else out of participating in public discourse. Sound familiar? So what a lot of the states did is they enacted anti-SLAPP laws, meaning your lawsuit will get knocked right out of court up front if the judge can see that you're using the lawsuit to bully someone out of talking more about you or your sham cryptocurrency. So Logan's lawyers used that strategy, suing for just $75K in order to qualify the lawsuit to be in federal court, so they could avoid the laws that say you can't use lawsuits to bully someone out of speaking their mind. So much of this is a PR stunt and bullying that it just makes me want to slap Logan right in his Pikachu. Are we gonna slap me every time I say the word slap? Okay, but what if Logan Paul is actually a victim? I mean, a little bit, maybe, kind of, right? He's doing this to clear his name, maybe? If you didn't already hear, Attorney Tom from YouTube is representing one of the Cryptozoo victims in a pretty big lawsuit against Logan Paul and his team. Logan Paul then turned around in that same lawsuit and filed something called a cross-claim. It's like his own mini lawsuit against the developers Eddie Ibanez and Jake Greenbaum, Crypto King. You guys may have heard of him. Those are his co-defendants in the same lawsuit. This is like if one team is fighting your team and then you turn around and fight your own teammates and say they're the real bad guys. It's not unusual, but it can get a little hairy, okay? Essentially, Logan filed his own lawsuit within this lawsuit to say that he was scammed by the dev team. The irony of this all is that CoffeeZilla is the one who exposed all the con artistry going on by the dev team that led Logan to even realize he was being scammed. Remember, Logan said that in the apology video. So is Logan a victim? Throughout the entire Cryptozoo circus, Logan never actually sold any NFTs, while Eddie and Jake, the developers, sold and apparently made millions. Logan sued them for fraud, among a bunch of other stuff, and get this, they never showed up to court. They never replied, even after they were properly served, according to Logan's lawyers. And what happens when you don't show up in court and don't reply? You lose. You lose by default. It's called a default judgment, and that's where that lawsuit is now. Logan is asking the court to enter a default judgment against Eddie Ibanez and Crypto King. Good luck collecting, Logan, but I guess what goes around comes around because the Cryptozoo victims didn't get to collect either. I mean, like, come on, bro. But it does sound like Logan Paul was really scammed by the devs. They took his money. Then they took money for the NFTs they sold. Then they never did the project, and then they ghosted him and the court system. They're off living in Guadalajara somewhere having the time of their lives while Logan is left holding the bag, financially and socially. So, I mean, do you feel a little bad for him? Go ahead and talk about it in the comments. Let me know. Anyways, I gotta go do another video now, so see ya.